Alrighty, guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night here. Hope everyone's doing well. So we got some new information for you guys. We got a lot of severe weather coming up here as Storm Prediction Center has issued multiple days worth of severe weather being a concern. So we definitely need to be weather aware. We have more activity ahead of us here, and we are getting ready to get into it. But what's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see who we got here so far in the chat here. We got ourselves Crystal. We have Scott. We have Southern. We have Mark. We have WWT. We have Kim. We have Jessica. We have Roadster Jim. We have Texas. We have Hyper. Let's see here. We also have Ponderosa. Of course, everybody else who is here but just not chatting. Hope everyone's doing good. So, anyways, folks, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here for tonight. Now, starting off today, today's pretty much over with. We don't really have anything going on for the rest of the day. Really not much expected going on today. We had a little bit of crazy weather up here towards the mid-Atlantic. We had a little bit of storm activity out there today, a little bit of damaging storms out there towards like southeast Pennsylvania earlier, but all of that mess is over with. Now, for tomorrow, we got a little marginal risk tomorrow, just a little risk for severe weather out here across the Central Plains. A little bit of severe weather possible across Oklahoma, portions of Kansas, Nebraska, a little bit of Iowa, a little bit of Missouri. Not really a whole lot going on tomorrow. Now, we do not have a tornado risk here for tomorrow, which is definitely good news. However, we do have a concern for some damaging wind gusts out there. Potential for some gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour, upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour in terms of wind gusts, as well as a pretty decent hail risk. I mean, like I said, relatively low probability. This is a marginal level 1 threat for hail in this case. But there still will be the potential tomorrow for a little bit of hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter here. That's going to be across portions of the Central Plains. Once again, portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska will be in that risk here. Now, so that is for tomorrow. That is for tomorrow, which that is Wednesday here. Now, working our way into Thursday, that's where things really start to kind of get a little bit more active, I should say. Let's see. What's up, Kim? What's up, guys? What's up, Sweet? What's up? Let's see here. Robbie saying, keep up the great work, man. I always tune into live streams. I appreciate it, Robbie. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, once we work our way into Wednesday here, sorry, hold on a minute. Today is Tuesday. So once we work our way into Thursday here, that's whenever things are going to really start to kind of kick up. Now, here for day 3, which is going to be here on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which is day 2, and then Thursday, day 3. We do have ourselves a slight risk, a level 2 threat for severe weather today. Of course, for Thursday, my bad. which, that level 2 threat here for Thursday or day 3 is going to be positioned across portions of, central eastern Nebraska, cutting through a lot of Iowa here, also for portions of like northern Missouri and whatnot here as well. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need to be weather aware out here in the Midwest, kind of the upper Midwest here for Thursday. Now, we do have that level 1 threat extending elsewhere, even working its way into portions of Illinois and whatnot. So we definitely do need to be weather aware here for those regions as well. Now, that's not all. It's only the beginning, unfortunately. We kind of have a train of severe weather expectancy over the next, over the next several days. So we're going to definitely need to be weather aware. We're going to need to be watching the weather very, very closely, not just across the Central Plains, the Midwest, but other areas impacted as well. Now, we work our way into Friday. Now, Friday, we do have ourselves a pretty long risk here. This is an extended outlook, so it's a little bit different. Looks a little bit different, but it's a 15% chance probability of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius of a given area. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, we'll use St. Louis for an example here. So within a 25-mile radius around you, say you live in St. Louis, so within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 15% chance probability of just seeing severe weather within that radius, essentially. So here, as we work way into day 4, which that is going to be here for Friday, the potential for severe weather exists all the way as far south as kind of north central Texas. This does cut through portions here of Oklahoma into northwestern Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, cutting through the state of Missouri, going into the areas up here towards the Midwest, towards Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio. We do need you guys to be weather aware out here once again for Friday, as we do have a bit of severe weather then. Now, working our way into Saturday here, we have ourselves kind of another little thin 15% risk here overall. Cutting across western Texas, going through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, going into West Virginia here. That's for day 5, which I think I said that's Saturday. So then we go away into Sunday, and we do have ourselves another risk out here for severe weather. Like I said, it's just kind of a big train that's going to be, going on here, just day after day after day. Day 6 here, which, once again, I think this is, let me make sure here, this is, so let's see, today's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. So yeah, this is Sunday, in which Sunday we do have that risk here across portions of, kind of the east central, kind of northeastern side of Texas, northern Louisiana, kind of eastern Oklahoma. Now, the entire state of Arkansas is in the risk here for Sunday as of right now. Southern Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and northwestern Mississippi. Then, of course, we work into the extent, the far extended outlook here for next Monday. We have nothing, and next Tuesday we have nothing. So, yeah, just kind of doing a little bit of a run by of the SPC outlook. As you guys can tell, we have a lot of severe weather ahead. Storm Prediction Center has been kind of cranking out these outlooks, man, I tell you. So today we're clear for the rest of the day. Once again, a little marginal tomorrow. But then, the stuff really kind of starts kicking off here for Thursday. So here's Thursday's risk, going into Friday's risk here, going into Saturday's risk, and then Sunday's risk. And then, of course, after that, Monday, as of right now, the predictability is too low. Anyways, so that's that. So that's what the SPC has out for us right now. So we definitely do need to be weather aware. I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that overall. Let me go get to some of these comments here. Anyways, let's see here. Dennis says, thanks for keeping up with the weather. Hope you guys are doing good. Jenna says, I finally got the thunder I wanted. Man, I tell you what, I've been waiting here in Central Florida for some good storms. I tell you, it's been pretty dry lately. Definitely has been. What's up, Renita? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Welcome. Let's see here. Michelle says, thanks for what you do. Yep, no problem. Darian says, hi, Andrew and everyone. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. Darian, I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. My condolences are with you, man. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Let's see here. Jenna says, remember me when the thunderstorms hit my area? I get so excited. To be honest, there's a lot of people I got to remember here, because there's a lot of people in and out, but I tell you what, I am the exact same way though. I always get excited whenever we get some good storms. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna hop into the models. I do want to take a quick little peek at what's going on here. We're gonna do a bit of analysis and kind of look at everything that's going on, model wise. So we're gonna focus. So not we're just gonna go through tomorrow. We're not gonna talk about tomorrow really because it's just a little marginal risk here. We're going to start off by looking here at a threes outlook, which that is going to be here. Let's see, today's Tuesday, day 1, so it'll be for Thursday. So let's go ahead and hop on over here to Thursday. Let's go ahead and bring you guys over to the models here. So let's go ahead and bring up I don't think the HRRR goes out this far quite yet. Could be wrong. Here, let's try the 18 Zulu. First thing I do want to look at here is going to be, let's see here. It's going to be the future radar. So my mic keeps cutting out. Is it? I'm not sure. There's really not much I can do about that right now. I heard if some people say if you leave YouTube and if you restart YouTube and come back, it fixes it. I don't know if that's true or not, but for me on my end, it looks like it's doing okay. Anyways, so yeah, working our way down in time here. So once again, we have that risk out there for Thursday. Across portions of like the Midwest and stuff, kind of working our way. You guys can see the time, by the way, in the bottom right here. Just letting you know. As you can kind of see here, yeah, I think it's a little bit early on this model. Here, let's try another model. Let's try like NAM 3K. See if we can get some stuff going on here. Okay, so we work our way into Thursday. Yep, and you can kind of start to see some storm activity firing off here pretty much for the evening part of Thursday across areas like Nebraska. That's kind of where that risk starts here. That is kind of where that risk starts here. Let's go ahead and hop our way over here to this area here. So, yeah, you guys can see here for Thursday, we do have that risk across portions of Nebraska. That's where that slight risk here starts. Overall, in which, once again, leads its way into Iowa. So it does look like that Thursday's threat is likely going to be a bit of a nocturnal threat, possibly. So what I mean by that is that, a lot of that activity regarding the potential severe weather is probably going to be happening at nighttime overall. So we'll have to look out for that. Let's see here. Did that fix it? Okay, good. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with it. It seems like it's a YouTube thing because I've had people in the previous live stream say the same thing, and then whenever I rewind it and go back, it sounds perfectly fine. I don't know. But yeah, if you're having if my mic is acting up for you, just restart. Okay. Anyway, so let's hop on back to the models here. So yeah, that's that. Let me go ahead and bring you guys back over here to the models. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So it looks like those storms are going to be firing off here kind of in the evening overall here for Thursday. So we'll definitely, be watching that. Honestly, we're probably going to do some coverage here. Considering that some of that activity could be going on overnight, we'll probably end up doing some coverage here overall. Now, the next thing I want to look at here is kind of the instability. I'm kind of curious to see how much energy we're going to be having in the atmosphere. Which if we pull up our instability, you can really see that we do build in a pretty good amount of energy. Now, this darker area here, this is what we call a capping inversion, which is just a temperature inversion in the lower atmosphere that kind of, prevents storms from really happening because it's basically blocking off that convection, essentially, in which, these open areas, that's where a lot of the open fuel for storms is kind of at. Anyway, so yeah, you can kind of see, though, once we approach our way here into kind of the evening of Thursday, we do have a pretty good amount of open fuel available across portions of Nebraska. That's where that storm activity is going to start. And then, like I said, we really do build in a pretty good amount of instability here. Wow. NAM is actually showing quite a bit overall here. Looking at that, NAM does show a pretty good amount of instability building into the regions here, up there towards Iowa, up there towards like Nebraska. Shoot, that's a lot of unstable air that really starts to build in there for pretty much late Thursday going into Friday. So, like I mentioned, we'll probably end up needing to do some coverage. You can see around this point in time, that we do have ourselves, not just, this little area here, but, pretty good amount of instability here across the Great Plains, into the Midwest here. So, given that, there still could be some storm activity even in other places here as well. Putting back on the cap here, you can kind of see here that, a lot of that is capped out, which, is going to make it a little bit difficult for storms to fire, because of that warm layer in the atmosphere. But anyways, besides the point there, there definitely is going to be a pretty good amount of instability and stuff like that going on. What's up, Rife? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Let's see here. KJX has had to restart YouTube 2 times. I don't know what's going on. It happens. It happens. All right, so let's go ahead and hop our way over here into the extended range. I do want to switch up models. We're going to go to the GFS. Like I mentioned here, we have, multiple days worth of severe weather coming in here. So, once again, the time's in the bottom right, guys, if you want to follow along. So then we work our way into Friday overall, in which Friday's risk is kind of a long one, like we mentioned here, going all the way from Texas, cutting all the way up into, I should say, the Southern Plains, going through the Midwest, into the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region here. All the way from Texas to central Michigan. We do have that risk for severe weather here on Friday there overall. But anyways, hopping back to the models here, we work our way down in time here for kind of the afternoon and the evening of Friday. You can see how a lot of that cap does break. And storms will be free to convect. Basically, there is no longer a warm layer for a lot of those areas out there towards the Midwest. You can kind of see the GFS having that cap break, which is, certainly allowing for, some storm activity to really be starting to kick off here. Now, looking at, just the general environment here, I'm going to grab a sounding across central Missouri here. Just because I'm kind of curious to see what we could be looking at here. So it does look like our lower level wind shear, let's see, what are we cruising at here? 850, we're about 30 knots or so. It's, not super, super wild. To be quite fair, that is not the most significant of lower level winds, but there definitely is some pretty good mid-level shear, though. I'll tell you that. Wow, yeah, our mid-level winds here are actually quite strong. We're talking like 70, 80 knots or so at like 20,000 feet. So what that means is that we are seeing some strong winds in our mid-atmosphere, which could definitely lead to good storm organization and everything. Because stronger winds in the atmosphere really gets those storms organized and really does allow for those storms to kind of materialize and, organize themselves very, very, efficiently, essentially, the stronger the wind shear is. Anyways, what's up, Kaylee? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Cat Love saying evening all. Hope your day went well. Yeah, you as well, my friend. You as well. How's Wisconsin? So yeah, Wisconsin, like we mentioned here, actually for Friday, we do need to be weather aware here. Hopping back to the SPC outlook, a little bit of Wisconsin southeastern side out there by Milwaukee is in the risk here for Friday, or day 4. So, we're gonna need you guys to be weather aware out there. There definitely is going to be that potential. Anyways, let me grab a sounding across like central Illinois here for kind of the evening on Friday. So there's a pretty good amount of instability here. Looking at the SKU-T chart here, the SKU-T chart here, the instability goes pretty high. We are going to talk, we're talking some pretty deep convection. We're talking some pretty tall thunderstorm activity, which that could definitely lead to some heavy downpours. Obviously, the more significant your storm height is, there could be greater downpour potential. PWAT, precipitable water, is pretty high. Could be a bit of a flooding concern, if the storms hang around for a while. But given our mid-level winds, like I said, we have some pretty strong mid-level flow. Our lower-level winds don't seem to be anything super duper, significant, which is good. But given this environment here, we do have a pretty good amount of moisture. A pretty good amount of, wind shear, at least in our mid-levels, that'll really kind of help, get some storm organization going here. So, we definitely do need you guys to be, weather aware out here, across Illinois and everything on Friday. So we'll definitely have to kind of see how that goes. Now, anyway, so we work our way over here into Saturday. So then we mentioned here, we have a little bit more severe weather for portions of, Saturday. You can see this is right around 5 o'clock Eastern Eastern time. We still have a pretty good amount of instability that builds back in, across the south, towards the Gulf Coast here, towards Texas, Louisiana, cutting up into the Midwest, into the Tennessee, Ohio Valley here, and even a little bit of instability possibly towards the Mid-Atlantic here for Saturday. We do build in a little bit of instability. Now, let's go ahead and grab a sounding across Kentucky here just to kind of see what kind of environment we could be dealing with here. A pretty good amount of instability. There's enough to get some stuff going on here. There's not a whole lot of instability, but there's enough to get some storm activity going on. A little bit of veering, lower level winds, perhaps, given a sounding like that, tornadic activity could be a concern, but we'll just have to kind of see. There's a little bit of curvature there, a little bit of curvature to our photographs, and that's kind of what we look out there for, tornadic potential, because that curvature indicates that we have veering winds in the lower atmosphere, meaning that those winds are changing directions and increasing in wind speeds as we gain altitude. That's what gives, that spin, and that's what gives that rotating concern. But we'll have to see here for Saturday. And then once again, Sunday, we have another day worth of severe weather here in the south this time here. Yep. So for Sunday, let's see here. We do have ourselves that risk out there in the south, kind of towards portions of the lower Midwest, areas out there by Arkansas and whatnot are going to be in that risk here for going into Sunday and everything. So, like I mentioned, we just have a lot. We just have a lot of severe weather coming on here, and we're going to try to take this one day at a time. It's kind of a lot to take in at once. So we're just going to kind of leave it at that here overall. But like I said, I really just kind of wanted to hop on here for a little bit and kind of let you all know. But I'll be doing, we'll do some personal zip codes here in this live stream. I just want to go ahead and kind of just do an overview of things, and then we'll get into those here now, okay? You think we'll wake up to a day 3 enhanced in the morning? I mean, I don't know. It just depends, on the models and how they held up here. I mean, that's up to SPC. That's the Storm Prediction Center's job is to look at all that. I mean, we'll see, but I honestly, we'll just essentially have to see here. Let's see here. Christians, everyone stay safe out there. I'm from Kansas, and prayers, everyone, going through the weather. Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up here, my friends, for sure. What's up, Son? Hope you're doing good. Just says, hi, Andrew. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a great birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you're very welcome. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and hop over here into the personal zip code. So I'm going to let you guys know, if you all send me your zip code, I'll let you know if you're in the risk area here for severe weather. So the first one up here, we got you, Kaylee. So you, my friend, regarding severe weather potential, we don't have anything going on today. Tomorrow, you have a general thunderstorm risk, potential for a few booms, but nothing severe. Working our way over here into day 3, which is Thursday. Nothing for Thursday. Let's see here. Okay, Friday. Yeah, Friday we do have that 15% risk area there. So for Friday, we need you to be weather aware. Saturday, we're looking pretty good. And Sunday, we are on the edge of that risk here. So your main concern is going to be on Friday. So make sure that you're being weather aware. We were looking at the models a minute ago, and we have a pretty good amount of instability out here for storms. For fuel for storms. So given that, we need you to be weather aware on Friday. That's going to be the day where you could see the potential for some severe weather. Now, given that this is still kind of a few days out here, there is no complete breakdown, for the exact tornado, large hail and damaging wind probability. As of right now, that's not quite available. But yeah, it's just know for Friday, be weather aware, and we'll keep you updated as further outlooks come through. As we learn more information and stuff, we will be able to let you know. Okay. Anyways, hopefully that helps, Kaylee. If you have any more questions, let me know, okay? All right, Polly, I got you, my friend. Let's see here. We are up here in Texas. Okay, so you're up by the Dallas area. So if there's anybody watching in the Dallas area, heads up to y'all. So for tomorrow, we're pretty good. Nothing going on tomorrow. Working our way into Thursday. We're good Thursday. Friday. So Friday, you're right on the edge of that 15% risk area. I would keep a close eye out there for Friday. You're right on the edge of that risk, but who's to say they don't bump that a little closer? I mean, you're right on the edge of it, so we still need you to be keeping an eye out there, okay? So that's for day 4. That's for Friday. So then we work into Saturday. Saturday, actually, you're in that 15% risk here. So Saturday, we need you to be weather aware for sure. Storm Prediction Center has that 15% chance, extended range outlook here. Then Sunday, we're right on the edge. So, obviously, I would keep a close eye out there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Your main day seems to be Saturday, though. Given that you're pretty deep into that 15% risk area, probability for severe weather. So, we'll have to see. But yeah, so definitely keep it out there for Saturday, as a bit of severe weather will be possible. Okay. Anyways, let's see here. Jenna, got you, my friend. Let's see here what we got going on here. What's up, Hoops? Hope you're doing good, my friend. So let's take a look here. We're going to go ahead and hop our way over here to the zip code. You're up in Virginia, my friend. Gotcha. So looking at your area, I don't think we have much going on here. Let's see. Tomorrow, we're pretty good. Day after tomorrow, here for Thursday, we're good. Friday, we're good. Saturday, we're good. Sunday, we're good. Yep, so we're good. So as of right now, the next couple of days, we are not expecting any severe weather in your area. So you're good. All right, Rife, I got you, my friend. Let's take a look at yours. See what we got going on here for you. You're up here in Mississippi. Gotcha. So let's take a look and see what we got going on here. So for tomorrow, we got nothing going on. So for Thursday, we're good. For Friday, we're good. Let's see, Saturday, we're good. And Sunday, we're pretty close to that risk on Sunday. Given the fact you're just outside, you're not too far away from that risk area, I would keep an eye out there for Sunday. For the possibility of maybe some storm activity. The models we were just looking at here, and actually I can go ahead and show you once again because I still have it up here. You can kind of see here as we approach away, the times in the bottom right here for kind of the evening of Sunday. We do have a pretty decent amount of fuel for storms. Given a quick peek at the sounding here, you can see that the atmosphere definitely is full of energy. There is definitely a pretty good amount of instability. Dew points in the lower 70s. That's really good amount of moisture. Going to be really pumping its way into that storm there. Just given the environment, we certainly do have a pretty good amount of instability. The wind shear is pretty decent as well, and at least in our mid-upper atmosphere. So, I would definitely be weather aware on Sunday. Overall, I do think it is going to be something that we need to, be looking out for, essentially, is, because we do still have a pretty good amount of instability out there. But anyways, so just keep it out there for Sunday. That's going to be your main day overall, okay? Let's see here. Thanks so much. Yep, no problem, Kayla. I got you. Let's see here. Do I think the rest could spread out a bit from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to central Wisconsin on Friday, or do I think sure only going to be the southeast part? So let's hop back to models for that. So looking at GFS here, so you want to know here for Friday. So you can kind of see here that the GFS, does have some instability or fuel for storms. Potentially working its way into, even, a lot of the state of Wisconsin. Let me try to switch to NAM here, because actually we're within range, I believe, of the NAM. So let's go ahead and bring up the NAM here. So looking at the model of NAM here, once we approach our way into pretty much the evening of Friday, we're going to grab a sounding here across central Wisconsin. Okay. Let me go and actually try another one here, see how that goes. To be fair, this is very elevated stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't expect a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. We'll just definitely have to see here. A lot of that's like super elevated, potential. We'll see. We'll definitely have to see how that kind of goes. You can see, a lot of our lower atmosphere, temperatures, dew points. We're very saturated in our lower atmosphere. Dew points, mid 50s, but you can see this is very elevated. Whenever that convection starts, this is super high. We'll see what happens, of course. But to be honest, I really wouldn't count on much right now. Right now, the main concern does seem to be kind of for more of the southeastern side. There's a bit of a capping inversion here, but lapse rates are a little bit better. And I should say, just in general, the probability for severe weather be a little bit greater for more of those southeastern sides. But just give it a little bit. We'll see here. We'll check in on that in a day or so. We'll let the models kind of marinate a little bit, and then we'll get back to that. Okay. Anyways, let's see here. Hoop says, can I do a sounding check for St. Louis on Friday? Yeah, I got you. So here for Friday. So let's look at the NAM. Okay, so you can kind of see here. All right, we approach our way into late. So this is 2 a.m. Saturday. So this is, like late Friday going into Saturday. Let's go ahead and grab a sounding here. See what this pulls up for us. Is that the sounding it pulls up? I was thinking that was still a sounding from Wisconsin. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. So looking at a sounding here from for St. Louis, we do have a pretty good amount of instability here. Fuel for those storms. And our wind shear is pretty strong. I ain't gonna lie. We do have some pretty strong lower mid-level shear. See, the good thing is, though, at least from this sounding that I'm noticing, is that our winds are kind of flowing in the same direction, throughout the atmosphere. No matter what level you're on, they're kind of just moving here to the northeast. Looking at the photograph, you see that's kind of just a straight line. That is good, and it doesn't really kind of pose, I don't think, much of a tornado concern, given this sounding. I mean, of course, this could look a little different the day of, but given an event like this, say this is what the atmosphere looked like, that kind of signature on our wind shear profile from lower to upper atmosphere, looking at our photograph too, it really indicates a lot of straight linear flow. So that is good for non-tornadic storms. Obviously, if you want tornadic storms, you need those winds to really be amplifying and changing in, direction and speed with altitude. But given that we're flowing in the same direction, this is kind of just more of a concern, I'd say, for damaging winds. This is kind of a damaging wind kind of concern here. So, maybe a little bit of hail as well. I mean, we do have a pretty good amount of instability in our mid-lower atmosphere. A little bit of dry, a little bit more of drier air there too. So yeah, I mean, we'll certainly just have to keep an eye out there for this area. But given we have pretty good wind shear, enough instability, good moisture, yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll have much of any problem having some storms out here for kind of the later portion of Friday going into early Saturday, according to NAM here. So we'll have to see. Timing could be a little different there, but that is that. But hopefully that helps, my friend. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know. Okay. Okay. Renee says, hey, Andrew, just got here. Can you let me know what is going on? I hear storms are coming. Yeah, so we have. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little overview for you guys again real quickly for the people joining. So for tomorrow, we have a little bit of a risk for severe weather tomorrow up across portions of the central U.S. Let's see here. This is not loading. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the dark green area here, tomorrow, a little bit of severe weather possible. Nothing really crazy tomorrow. Now, once we work our way over here into Thursday, that's kind of where things start to kind of kick off a bit. So here for Thursday, we have a slight risk across portions of Iowa, Missouri, and portions of Nebraska. A bit of severe weather in the Midwest, Central Plains will be expected here. So that's for Thursday. Friday, we have a long risk here all the way from Texas, cutting up through the Central Plains, Midwest, and even into the Great Lakes region here overall. So that's going to be for Friday. Saturday, we have another continuation of a bit of severe weather, which we'll go ahead and load this one here for you. If it ever decides it wants to load. There we go. You can see here for Saturday, we have that risk from western Texas cutting through into basically the Ohio Valley towards Kentucky. So you can just see kind of a thin, long 15% risk out there. And then lastly, for Sunday, we do have this decent-sized risk here across like Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, and Missouri. So we'll definitely need to be weather aware. And like as you can see, we have multiple days worth of 15% risks overall. So, there's going to be a bit of severe weather, just kind of several days worth of severe weather potential overall. So, all right, James, I got you, my friend. Let's take a look at your area, my friend. Let's see what we got going on out here for you. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here real quickly. I just noticed something. Why is this here? There we go. Hopefully that'll kind of fix things. Anyways, let's go ahead and try to look at your area here. So you, my friend, go ahead and bring up your area. You are up here in Pennsylvania. Okay, so you're kind of on the western side. I do believe that risk might come near you. So tomorrow you're good. Let's see here. Thursday you're good. Friday you're east of the main risk here. Saturday we're good. Yeah, no, we're outside of that severe weather risk area here in western Pennsylvania. I don't even know if any of the instability or fuel for the storms works its way out there. Let me try GFS real quickly. Let's see what we got going on here. So GFS. Okay, so here for Saturday, you can kind of see. So this is for 5 p.m. So kind of evening on Saturday. I mean, according to GFS, there could be some instability for storms. Yeah, I mean, this would be an environment for some storm activity going on, but nothing super crazy. We do have some pretty strong mid-level wind shear, though. I ain't gonna lie. Most of it's linear, tracked. You know, a lot of the winds throughout the atmosphere is traveling in the same direction, essentially. Not much of a big concern here, to be honest with you. See, I'm still trying to get used to this sounding layout because this program is a little bit different than the ones I've used before. But yeah, so I mean, gusty winds could be a bit of a concern. We'll have to just see though. That is one model too. Overall, let's see. Southern says hello, checking in from Texas. Quiet for now. For now, yeah, for now. Let's see here. All right. Let's see, we got a new zip code coming in here for 38120. Got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at your area. You're up here in Memphis, Tennessee area. Okay, so Memphis, I want to say, here, let's look here. So tomorrow we're good. Going into Thursday we're good. Let's see here, Friday we're good. Saturday so Saturday we're just on the outside of the risk here towards Memphis. Oh, I should probably switch my scene here. So for Saturday, we are just on the edge of that 15%. Then Sunday puts us in the 15%. So Saturday going into Sunday, we need you to be weather aware out there here towards the Memphis region. A little bit of severe weather will be possible. Now, given the fact that this is a long-range forecast, there is no breakdown probability as of right now for tornadoes, large hail damaging winds. That information's not yet available. But yes, Saturday, Sunday, definitely Sunday, we need you to be weather aware, okay? All right, let's see here. Catloaf says, what am I thinking about storms rolling in around this area? Thanks, no problem, man. I got you. Let's see. By the way, y'all, if you haven't already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, and sharing this live stream. We'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, so you're up in northwest Indiana. Tomorrow we're good. Here for, let's see, this is for Thursday. So Thursday we might have some storms out here, but nothing severe. We're in that general thunderstorm risk. Friday, okay, so yeah, Friday we need you to be weather aware because we do have that 15% risk area. So Catloaf, for Friday, we definitely need you to be weather aware out here. Storm Prediction Center does have you in that 15% risk here for severe weather overall. So, the risk is there. The risk is there for Friday. Saturday, we're good. Sunday, we're good overall. So, yeah, it's mostly just Friday that we need you to look out for that severe weather potential. Looking back over here at the models and stuff here for Friday, I mean, you can see that we definitely do build in a pretty decent amount of instability for those areas up here. Grabbing a sounding here. To kind of look at it. I mean, we could definitely see some pretty deep convection. I mean, these are going to be potentially some pretty tall top storms here, high precipitable water values here. This could be, quite an environment for downpouring thunderstorms, potential for heavy storm activity, in terms of heavy rains and stuff. Pretty tall thunderstorms, yes. And, good moisture content, lower atmosphere, mid-60 dew points. Good for the storm, ingesting essentially. So, I mean, yeah, given this environment here, we definitely need you to be weather aware here overall. In an environment like this, we'll have to see a little bit of an arch here on our lower level wind profile. It does look like there is a little bit of veering going on here. Definitely could be something we need to look out for possible tornadic activity here. I mean, it's, a little early to say right now, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, just given this environment, definitely is a storm environment overall. So that is something we need to look out there. So yeah, once again, Friday, just please be weather aware, okay? Okay, let's see here. I just realized I'm pretty far back in the chat. I'm so sorry, y'all. All right, let's see here. Misty, got you, my friend. Let's see what we got going on here for your area. Let's hop on back over here. All right, so Misty, you, my friend, are going to be in that risk here for, well, first of all, let's go ahead and start here. You're definitely in the risk for severe weather. Tomorrow, you're good. Thursday, we have a little bit of a marginal risk here for severe weather. Just a level 1 severe weather threat. Not really a whole lot going on here, but Thursday, look out for potential of a couple isolated strong to potentially severe storms. Now, Friday, we got that 15% risk out there. So Friday, we definitely need you to be weather aware. As of right now, Friday is going to be kind of your biggest day. Saturday, we're good. Sunday, we're good. And Monday, we're good. There is nothing for Monday, of course. But yeah, we're good. So really, just be weather aware on Friday. Pretty much Thursday, Friday, be weather aware. Your biggest day seems to be Friday. The greatest potential for severe weather will be on Friday for you. So remain weather aware out there. We'll definitely need to keep an eye out there for that, okay? So Friday's going to be your day. Yeah, Friday does cover a lot of areas, though, throughout, the Great Plains, through the Midwest into the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes here. There's a pretty decent amount of areas involved here overall. All right, AJ, I got you. You're up here in Rockford area. Okay, so yeah, this also includes your area for Friday. So also this applies to you, AJ. Be weather aware on Friday. Tomorrow you're good. Let's see here. Actually, yeah, you're also in the marginal here for Thursday, that level 1 threat. So Thursday, keep it out there for a couple strong to potentially severe thunderstorms within the area. Little risk for severe weather, nothing super excessive, but there is that potential. So Thursday, keep a close eye out there for it, especially Friday, because Friday does put you in that 15% risk, or that equivalent level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat. And then after that, there is no other days here for severe weather for your area. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, just, keep an eye out there for that. All right, let's see here. No problem, Hoops. I got you. Gotcha. Let's see here. Southern wants me to take a look at the zip code. I gotcha. Let's see here. By the way, guys, if you could, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. Okay, so you are out here by the Dallas area, my friends. So you're definitely in the risk here, or near the risk here for Friday. So tomorrow you're good. Thursday you're good. Friday, like I mentioned, puts you really close to that risk here. I would keep a close eye on Friday. There could be some storm activity nearby. So Friday, we need you to be weather aware. Saturday, you're actually in that, in the middle of that 15%. So definitely Saturday, we need you to be weather aware. So Friday, Saturday, I would still keep an eye on it. Definitely Saturday. And look at this, even Sunday, and you're in that 15%. So yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Southern, I would be weather aware, as, a couple of days worth of severe weather could be quite possible. A couple days worth of severe storms will be possible out there. So, but yeah, given the fact that, for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you are, well within that 15% margin. Saturday, Sunday are probably going to be your main days for severe weather potential. So look out there for that. Okay. Kim says, I'd love to hear your take on my weather area injured, but I doubt very much you'll do for that. Just let me know, Kim, and I'll look at it, okay? All right, average, I got you, my friend. Let's see here. You are over here in Missouri. Okay, so Missouri, yeah, this area definitely does have a risk for severe weather coming up here. So tomorrow, we're good. We're in a general thunderstorm risk tomorrow, so potential for a couple thunderstorms. Don't be surprised if you see some storms tomorrow, but that's that. Going into Thursday, we have another general thunderstorm risk here. Maybe some more storms on Thursday as well. Now, Friday, this is where things start to get a little bit more active. Friday, you do have a 15% risk out there for severe weather. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 15% chance probability of severe weather occurring within that radius. So we do have a severe weather risk here for Friday. So please look out there for Friday. Saturday, we're good. Sunday, though, also kind of puts you back into that severe weather risk here. So Friday and Sunday are the days that I would keep a close eye out there for potential severe weather. I mean, given that, but a little bit of a break in between here for Saturday. So, yeah, Friday, Sunday, those are the days that, I would be a little weather aware, okay? Okay, let's see here. What is Yorkville, Illinois, supposed to be getting like this week? Timing and radar, please. Yeah, I got you. Let's see here. So you are up here in Illinois. You're up on the northern side. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, this area will see the potential for severe weather. Now, tomorrow we're good. Thursday we're pretty good. We're just outside of that risk for severe weather. Still could see some storms on Thursday, so keep that in mind. Anyways. Now, once we work on the Friday, so Friday, Amanda, is going to be the day you need to be weather aware here. Now, given this is, still 4 days out, the timing, for the storms and stuff like that is still a little bit hard to come across just because of how, we're still several days away. We're still about, 3-4 days away from the storms here. So given the fact that we are still several days out, makes the timing very unpredictable. So I really can't tell you much. I mean, what I could show you is the models and kind of what they estimate, which I'll do real quickly. But just I wouldn't trust this too much. Okay, just knowing that it is still several days out, but it does kind of show. The GFS here does kind of show that line of storms kind of rolling through sometime in the evening, kind of, maybe roughly sunset-ish. Once again, still 4 days out. It's still a whiles out. So that's that. I mean, you can kind of see here. But, once again, the further you go out, and, the long-range models, like the GFS we're using here, is low resolution. And, of course, the closer we do get to this event here, the higher the res. We might be able to look at NAM. I think you are on the edge of the NAM run here. Let's try the 18 Zulu here. Yeah, you can see that it looks a lot different from GFS overall. But, the NAM kind of suggests a little bit of that kind of rolling through early Saturday. Yeah, so it's too early to tell for the timing per se. Just given, once again, we're still a couple days out. Now, with that being said, though, yeah, you're in the risk for severe weather here on Friday, which puts you in that severe weather concern. So we do need you to be weather aware. Okay, so Amanda, definitely keep it out there for Friday. Now, Saturday we're pretty good. Sunday we're good. And that's it. So, yeah, just really the only day you need to be watching the weather and be weather aware is going to be for Friday overall. Okay. All right. Let's see here. SKU has a zip code saying I can't send any. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Like I said, y'all do not have to donate or anything like that. I hope you all know that, okay? I really appreciate the people who do, but you guys definitely don't have to do that. All right, my friend. Okay, so you're up here in Oklahoma. So given your risk here, starting tomorrow, we are pretty good. Thursday's risk is well north of you, so we're good Thursday. Now Friday, we do have a 15% risk here for Friday SQU, so we do need you to be weather aware here for Friday. Saturday as well, we do also have that 15% here, and Sunday. So, yeah, look at that. So, literally back-to-back-to-back severe weather potential, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, once again, this is Friday's risk, 15% risk for severe weather, Saturday's 15% risk for severe weather, and Sunday's 15% risk for severe weather. So, we do have, once again, back-to-back-to-back severe weather concerns, starting Friday, going through Monday. Okay, so be weather aware Friday, Saturday, or hold on, did I say Monday? Sorry, I meant Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the days you need to be weather aware, okay? All right, David, I got you, man. We got a couple zip codes over here for David. Let's see here. We got going on here. First of all, we're going to kind of speed run this here. All righty, so given this here, David, you are in thunderstorm risk tomorrow, nothing severe. Thunderstorm risk Thursday, nothing severe. Working our way over here into Friday, 15% risk for severe weather. Be weather aware on Friday here. Saturday's good. Sunday also 15% risk here. So Friday and Sunday, the first zip code you give me needs to be weather aware for severe weather. Now the second zip code that you've given me here, this one's up in Oklahoma. Kind of similar to where we just looked at here not too long ago with SQUs here. But given our risk here, tomorrow we're good. Thursday we're good. Friday we're in that 15% risk for severe weather. So Friday we need you to be weather aware. Saturday we need you to be weather aware, and Sunday we need to be weather aware. So the second zip code, both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday needs to be weather aware. Okay. Okay. Let's see here, Amanda. What is about Three Rivers, Michigan? Is that what we just looked at here, or did we look at it? Oh, we looked at Illinois. Okay. All right. So Michigan, I believe we do have a risk here for Friday. I think Friday's risk does go into Michigan. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow is good. Friday, yeah. So Friday is in that 15% risk here for severe weather. So Friday up here in Michigan, that risk for severe weather actually goes all the way up here into all the way up into central Michigan even. That really goes pretty high up into the state. I mean, like I said, Great Lakes region here seeing a bit of severe weather. Yeah, Friday. But yes, so looking at that, Amanda, yes, Friday, we do need Michigan be weather aware, but that's really the only day. There's no other day here as of right now that gets severe weather that high. So yeah, Friday, keep an eye out there for that region, okay? All right, let's see here. Myra wants me to take a look at Nashville. Got you. I know where Nashville's at. I've been there a time or two. Okay, so Nashville, here for tomorrow, we're good. Nothing tomorrow. Nothing Thursday. Nothing Friday. Okay, so Saturday we do have a 15% chance probability for severe weather. So there might be a little bit of potentially severe thunderstorm activity here for Saturday. And Sunday we're just east of that risk here. So yeah, main day I would keep an eye out there for is going to be Saturday for the Nashville area. A little bit of severe weather will be possible. Now this is obviously still several days out, given the fact that, today is, we're getting ready to go into Wednesday, right? And this is Saturday, so we still have plenty of days ahead of us. But yeah, as of right now, you are in that risk area. So Saturday would be the day that you need to look out for the weather, okay? Kim says, Andrew, I'm in southern Scotland, but oh yeah, we can't really look out there. No, I see what you mean by that now, Kim. Anyways. What's up, Court? Welcome. Let's see here. I was helping other people for you. That's all. Oh, I got you. Anyways, folks, well, that's that. So once again, like I mentioned, day after day of severe weather expected. Once again, tomorrow, really not much going on. We do have that little marginal here for portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, into Nebraska. A little bit of Missouri, a little bit of Iowa included too. Like I said, no tornado concern tomorrow, which is good. Just a little bit of a risk for damaging winds, and believe it or not, the main risk tomorrow is actually going to be hail. So yeah, here for damaging wind gusts, we do have a little 5% chance out here, and then of course we do have ourselves a lot bigger of a threat for hail, a much larger 5% region there, but. Yeah, potential for some hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. Potential for some gusts, upwards of 60, 65 miles an hour or whatnot. And then, like I said, the more of the concern really starts on Thursday. Thursday is kind of when everything starts to pick up a bit. So tomorrow we're good for the most part, just a little marginal, but yeah, stuff really starts picking up here once again for Thursday. So we'll definitely be weather aware, and we'll let you guys we'll keep you guys updated essentially. But if you guys have any questions, once again, feel free to let us know. Throw it down in the chat. We're gonna be heading off here soon. I tell you what, your man is tired here. I am whooped. I am very tired here. I woke up here pretty early this morning, so we're just going to go ahead and do final call for questions if anybody has any before I roll off here. Just a quick little morning update. This is proof I need to go to bed. I just called it morning. Quick little evening update here. And then tomorrow morning, I'll probably do something for you guys. I'm going to shoot for trying to do a morning live stream tomorrow just to give you guys a quick update, and then an evening live stream. So, since we have a lot of severe weather, we're activating our mode. So that means a lot more streams are ahead of us, given that we do have multiple days of severe weather, ahead of us here. So, tomorrow morning, I'm going to shoot for a live update for you guys. Maybe video. I don't know. I'll figure that out in the morning. I'll figure it out whenever I wake up. So don't be surprised if I go live early tomorrow. If not in the morning, I will definitely go live in the evening like I did today. That way I can help you guys out with that. So, we'll keep you guys updated, and we'll keep on it for the next several days, as severe weather goes on. And do expect some coverage, because I will definitely be doing probably some nighttime coverage again, which means I need to mess up my sleep schedule again. Just got back in my normal routine, and I might have to ruin my sleep schedule again, but that's all right. It's for a good cause, man, I tell you. Anyways, yeah, Roadster, you ain't kidding, man. You ain't kidding. Myra says thank you. Yep, no problem. But once again, everybody, any final questions you guys might have, go ahead and throw it down in the chat here. Once, going twice. If you guys have any questions. By the way, if y'all could, please do me a favor. Share this stream as much as you can. Copy the link to the stream. Post it on social media. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. That way they can remain weather aware during this mess. So if you guys could do that, it would be much appreciated, and it could be very, very helpful, if not life-saving to people. If you guys could help distribute this, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you guys could leave a like on your way out too, subscribe if you haven't, it would be much appreciated. Anyways, Formula says, what's the setup looking like for this zip code here on Friday? Randy, I can tell you right now, man. I'm looking at the comment below that. I got you, Formula. I'm looking at that now. But Randy, honestly, to be honest with you, as of now, there really isn't any tornadic activity expected within the next 2 days, so there is no breakdown probability for that as of right now. So, that's not quite available. Now, formula for you, my friend, looking here on Thursday, we're pretty good. Friday, we need to be weather aware. We do have a 15% risk area for severe weather overall. So be weather aware here on Friday. We do have that risk here. Saturday, we're pretty chill. Sunday, we're pretty good. Yeah, so really the only risk here formula for you is going to be on Friday. Friday is going to be the day for potential severe weather. So let's see. KJX says very helpful having you do overnight coverage. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Melissa says, just joined. How's Lower Michigan looking? So Michigan here for Friday needs to be weather aware. You can kind of see here. Here's the state of Michigan. This yellow indicates that severe weather risk here from the Storm Prediction Center. So that risk for severe weather from SPC has it going all the way up into central Michigan. So given that you're looking at Lower Michigan, we need to be weather aware on Friday. A bit of severe weather will certainly be possible. So we'll see how that materializes and stuff. And as of right now, we do need to be we need you to have your eyes out for Friday. Okay. So just be weather aware out there. And like I mentioned, we'll definitely be doing nighttime coverage, nighttime mode. We got you guys. And then like I mentioned, for the next couple of days here, we'll also be doing updates too. Like tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to shoot for an update at some point. And then tomorrow evening, we'll do another live stream. So anyways. Alrighty, everybody. Well, that's probably going to wrap it up for now. Once again, last call for any questions if you guys have any before I roll off here. Once again, a little bit of a recap for the people joining here. Like I said, tomorrow, a little bit of severe weather possible across Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Nothing really much going on. No tornadic activity, just a little bit of gusty winds, a little bit of hail, being a concern here. Then working our way over here into Thursday. We do have Thursday that we need to be weather aware for. You guys can see here overall. Across the Midwest, we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. Then going into Friday, that risk here all the way from Texas up to the Great Lakes here. Pretty long risk here for Friday. Saturday, a pretty long one too, from western Texas going through the Midwest into the Tennessee, Ohio Valley. And then, of course, lastly, Sunday, we have another risk here across the lower Midwest here and portions of the plains as well. So we'll keep you guys updated. Save my energy for this weekend. Oh, yeah, I'm going to need it. Yeah, you're welcome, Melissa. No problem. No problem. But all right, everybody, thank you all so much for joining. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Once again, tomorrow we'll try to go live for you guys overall. Once again, if you guys could share this live stream, share this channel as much as you can, it would be greatly appreciated. That way we can help get the word out there, help keep people weather aware. That would be greatly appreciated if you guys could share this to your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever, just to help spread the word. It would be much appreciated, and it could be very, very helpful and could go a really long way of helping people out. So, and leave a like on the way out of the stream. If you guys could, subscribe if you haven't. It'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways. Yep, no problem, K-Jack. No problem at all. But, all right, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Stream's going to head off here in approximately 1 minute. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And once again, we'll catch you guys probably tomorrow morning for another update. If not, if I don't see you tomorrow morning, then we'll definitely see you tomorrow evening, okay? But, all right, everybody. Y'all take care. Try not to worry about the severe weather. I know a lot of people don't like it, which I don't blame you. But like I mentioned, we'll keep you updated, so try not to worry about it, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.